There are sounds that do not belong in a marriage bed. Not the sound of breathing, not the gentle movement of sleep, but a sound that feels wrong, even before the mind understands it. A soft, dry sound. Shh, like scales brushing against clay. It happened in the deepest part of the night, when dreams loosen their grip and the spirit listens more carefully than the ears. Ise stirred on his mat. Cold touched his leg. Not the cool of night air, something colder. He opened his eyes. Darkness, stillness. Then again, shh. He held his breath. The sound stopped. Ise told himself it was nothing. The wind, perhaps. A lizard. The old hut settling into the night. That was how lies entered his life. Quietly. Outside, the rain had just ended. The smell of wet earth and hot dust clung to the village, heavy and thick, like an unspoken warning. The moon hung low, round and pale, watching from behind thin clouds. Inside the hut, Ise lay beside his wife, the woman he married, the woman he loved, the woman who was not human. In the village of Umadike, people believed blessings did not shout. They arrived quietly and settled gently. That was how Adeze entered Ise's life, without noise, without trouble. Ise was a farmer, a man whose hands understood the language of soil, strong hands, patient hands. But he was alone. His age mates had wives, children, noise. He had silence. Whispers followed him through the village. Maybe he is cursed. Maybe his chi has turned its back. Maybe no woman wants a man who speaks too little. Ise heard them, but he said nothing. Then one market day, everything changed. She stood by the roadside, not shouting like the other traders, not laughing loudly, just standing, still, watching. Her wrapper was simple, her hair neatly tied, her skin smooth, almost too smooth. When she looked at Ise, it felt like she had been waiting. "You look tired," she said softly. Her voice settled inside him. Her name was Adeze. She said she came from far away. "How far?" She smiled. "Far enough." She had no people who came asking questions, no family demanding bride price loudly. Everything about her was easy. Too easy. The elders warned him gently. A tree without roots can fall in any direction. But Ise was already falling. They married quietly. No drums that shook the night, no wild celebration. Just witnesses, palm wine, blessings. Adeze became the wife every man prayed for. She rose before dawn. She cooked without being told. She spoke with respect. She never argued, never raised her voice. At night, she lay beside him, close, but her skin always cold. Even during Harmattan, when heat refused to leave the body, Adeze's skin remained cold. Ise joked about it. She laughed softly. "You like it," she said. And he did, at first. Adeze never ate with him. She cooked rich soups, pounded yam perfectly. She watched him eat. "When will you eat?" he asked. "Later," she replied. Later never came. Sometimes he woke in the night and found her staring at him, not blinking, watching. "You were dreaming," she would say before he even spoke. How did she know? Animals avoided her. The dog whimpered when she passed. Chickens scattered. One evening, a goat broke its rope and ran when Adeze stepped near. "She smells strange," an old woman whispered once. Ise laughed, but unease began its slow work. Then the dreams came, every night. Ise dreamed of being wrapped, not held, wrapped. Something heavy pressed his chest. Cold coils tightened around his ribs. A tongue flicked near his ear. He woke gasping. Sweat soaked his body. Adeze was always awake, always calm. "You dream too much," she said gently. Her hand touched his chest. Cold. One night, Ise woke and found the mat beside him empty. The fire was dying. The hut smelled different. Not food, not smoke. Something old, something wild. Then he heard it. Shh. And this time, it was closer. The sound came again. Shh. Not hurried, not afraid, patient. Ise sat up slowly. His heart beat louder than the night. The mat beside him was empty, cold. "Adeze," he whispered. No answer. The hut felt different. The air was heavier, thicker, like something unseen was breathing with him. Then he smelled it. Not soup, not smoke. Something raw, earthy, like river mud stirred after many years of sleep. Ise reached for the dying fire and stirred it. A weak flame flickered. Light crawled across the clay floor. Nothing. He stood. His bare feet touched the floor. Cold. Too cold. He followed the sound, slowly, carefully. Each step felt like it might wake something that preferred to remain unseen. The sound came from the back of the hut, where shadows gathered. Maybe she went outside, he told himself. But deep down, he knew she hadn't. As he moved closer, the flame shook in his hand. And then, he saw it. A long mark on the floor. Not footprints, not scratches. A smooth, curved line, like something heavy had been dragged. His throat tightened. "No," he whispered. The sound stopped. Silence swallowed the hut. Then, a soft voice behind him. "Why are you awake?" He turned. Adeze stood there, wrapped, human, beautiful. "You were not in bed," he said. His voice betrayed him. She smiled. "I needed air." Her eyes caught the firelight. For a moment, just a moment, they reflected wrong. Ise blinked. It was gone. "You're shaking," she said, stepping closer. Her hand touched his arm. Cold. "Come back to bed," she whispered. Ise allowed himself to be led. That was the strange thing. Even with fear rising in his chest, even with questions screaming inside his head, he followed her. Love does that. Fear does that. She lay beside him, curled close. Too close. He stayed awake, listening, waiting. Minutes passed. Nothing happened. Just when his breath began to slow, shh, he froze. Her body pressed against him. He felt it. Movement. Not breathing. Movement. Her legs, were too still, her back too long. His skin crawled. "Adeze?" he whispered. She did not answer. The next morning, Ise went to the stream alone. He needed daylight, noise, life. The old man, Papa Nwoke, sat near the water. His eyes were cloudy, but sharp. "You look like someone being followed by something he cannot see," the old man said. Ise laughed weakly. Papa Nwoke leaned closer. "Tell me, does your wife sleep at night?" Ise froze. "Does she eat?" the old man continued. "Does she sweat?" "How do you know these things?" Ise asked. Papa Nwoke sighed. "Because some women come from places men are not meant to enter." Ise stood quickly. "My wife is human." Papa Nwoke shook his head. "When truth knocks softly, people mistake it for wind." That night, Ise pretended to sleep. He controlled his breathing. Slow, even. Time passed. The moon climbed. Then, he felt it. Adeze slipped from the mat. No sound, no rustle. He opened one eye, just a little. She stood naked in the moonlight. Her skin shimmered. Not with sweat, with something else. She bent forward. Her spine moved. Her back stretched, cracked. Ise's breath caught. Her neck elongated. Her head tilted at an impossible angle. Then, her tongue flicked out, forked, fast. Ise bit his fist to stop himself from screaming. Her skin loosened, peeling away from her shoulders, sliding to the floor like cloth. Where her legs should have been, there was something else. Coils, thick, shining, alive. The creature before him was massive, ancient, beautiful in a terrifying way. Scales caught the moonlight, each one perfect, each one deadly. The snake lifted its head, turned slowly. Its eyes met his, and in them, he saw Adeze. "Do not fear," she said. Her mouth did not move. The voice came from everywhere. "You were not meant to see me like this." Ise's body refused to obey him. He could not run, could not scream. "I chose you," she continued, "because you are gentle." She slithered closer. The floor trembled softly. "I wanted to be loved, not hunted." She told him the truth, slowly, carefully. She was older than the village, older than the river, bound by an ancient covenant. To walk as human, she needed a husband, a human husband. Love sustained the illusion, doubt weakened it. "I never meant to harm you," she said. Her head lowered near his face, her breath cold. "But now that you know..." She coiled around him, not tight, yet. "If you leave before dawn," she whispered, "you will live. If you stay," she smiled, "you will belong to me." The night did not end suddenly. It stretched, heavy, reluctant. Eze sat upright on the mat, every muscle locked, every breath measured. Beside him, Adeze slept, peacefully, as if nothing had happened. as if her body had never split open, never shed skin, never revealed coils older than the village itself. But the scale on the mat did not disappear. It rested there, quiet, undeniable. Eze's mind screamed, "Run, now, before the sun climbs, before she wakes, before she remembers, you know." But his heart, his foolish human heart, remembered laughter, remembered quiet evenings, remembered how she spoke his name as if it mattered. He remembered her gentleness, her patience, her loneliness. "What kind of creature wants to be loved?" he whispered. Adeze shifted. Eze froze. Her eyes opened slowly. "You did not run," she said. "No surprise, just observation." "I thought you would," she continued. She sat up, still human, still beautiful, but now there was no pretending. "I told you the truth," she said, "but not all of it." Eze swallowed. "What happens if I stay?" Adeze looked at him for a long time, longer than comfort allowed. "Then you will never truly leave me," she said softly. She stood, walked to the doorway. The first light of dawn touched her skin. "For as long as you love me," she continued, "I remain human. But when love fades," she turned, her eyes shimmered, "you will see me fully." Days passed. Eze stayed. The village noticed changes. Adeze no longer walked under the sun for long. She preferred shadows, cool places. She avoided gatherings, avoided drums, avoided fire. Animals disappeared. Chickens first, then goats. People whispered, "Something is wrong with that woman. She does not age. She does not sweat." One child claimed he saw her eyes change. Another said he heard hissing at night. Papa Nwoke came again. This time, he did not sit. "You have invited an ancient hunger into your home," he said. "She is my wife," Eze replied. Papa Nwoke shook his head. "Not everything that wears skin belongs among men." The drought came suddenly. The land cracked, rivers shrank. People prayed, sacrificed, waited. One night, Adeze spoke. "The land needs blood," she said calmly. Eze stared at her. "The old ones are angry," she continued. "They are waking." "What do you mean?" he asked. She smiled sadly. "My kind does not take without giving." That night, a child went missing. The village erupted. Torches burned, voices rose, fear spread. They came to Eze's hut. "Bring out your wife." Adeze stood behind him, silent, watching. "They know now," she whispered. The mob pushed closer. Adeze stepped forward. Her skin shimmered, her shadow lengthened. "I can save you," she said to Eze. "Come with me. Leave humanity behind." Eze looked at the village, at fear, at fire, at people who had known him all his life. Then he looked at her, and he understood. Love without truth is hunger. "I cannot," he said. Adeze's face changed. Not angry, not shocked. Disappointed. "So be it," she whispered. Her body moved, the illusion shattered. Skin tore, coils exploded outward, scales glistened in firelight. The villagers screamed, some ran, some fell. The great serpent rose, towering, ancient. "I only wanted to be loved," her voice thundered. She turned once more to Eze. "You were kind," she said. Then she disappeared into the earth, the ground sealed behind her. The drought ended, rain fell, but Eze was never the same. He never married again. Sometimes at night, people swear they see a man standing at the edge of the village, listening. And deep in the bush, a hiss answers. They say love saved him. They say fear did. But some say, on quiet nights, Eze still leaves food outside his hut for something that once called him husband. Thank you for listening. If these stories stir something within you, subscribe, like, and share. This is Moonlight Africa Stories and Tales, where whispers of the past still breathe in the dark.